Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a dear friend at KPFK and a dear friend of mine, Mr. Ed Asner.
Thank you. Thank you. And good evening to you all. I think it is typical to say that in any other country, Willie Rodriguez coming to speak, the sanctuary would be jammed to the rafters to hear this man we can call a witness to truth. And the fact that America does not provide him with the rafter-clinging crowds is symptomatic of what our country is like these days. I came to understand the huge importance, and I don't know where it first originated, what great philosopher coined it, but I, of course, came aware of it during the Vietnam War with the marvelous bumper sticker, "Question authority." And authority was partially questioned at that time, and it helped change the course of that war, the course of our government, and the people felt, in many respects, a greater strength than they had felt since World War II. There was divisiveness. The one chink in the armor was that we didn't respect our troops. So the enemy this time, to those who would deny this war, have come about with nothing but support the troops. If you don't support the troops, then you're a traitor. Well, I think most of us here would be very happy to support the troops by bringing them home. What greater support could we give than maintaining and sustaining human life in our troops? And so we must fight for that. We must fight for the symbol of the orange. And we must fight for the unbelievable ineffectuality of the American people in attempting to listen to the truth. An unbelievably shy people. And that's why I am so damn glad to be here tonight, to thank you all for coming to this important event, to rip the scales off your eyes and to hear yet another truth speaker named Willie Rodriguez. And the reason we've come together tonight is to pay tribute to this true hero. It's easy to label someone a hero. You know, somebody's even had the gall to occasionally refer to me that way, and man, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. A person who rushes into a burning building or even rescues a cat from a tree is expressing their belief that something other than their own well-being is important and valid and worth saving. And that is a quality that is not only to be admired, but to be emulated. Oh. And how rarely does that emulation take place? But what about those people among us who take that extra step? Not only risking their own lives for others at a time of sheer panic and utter devastation, but doing it over and over again and then speaking truth to power, no matter how frightening no matter where it leads us as a nation. We had a 9/11 Truth Commission that went through like a three-ring circus. I think most of them were hired to rake the elephant. And they did rake the elephant, particularly the GOP elephant. They raked that elephant good, to the extent that nobody, even if there was no criminality, there was not even a brownie, i.e., the New Orleans hurricane. There was no brownie who was dispatched in the tragedy that occurred on 9/11. That a monumental level of incompetence that took this nation and allowed 3,000 people to die and eventually led us to war in two countries, and not one person has been disciplined, censured, fined, imprisoned for lack of competence. No. It was also a day that many ordinary people in New York became extraordinary. One such extraordinary man is with us tonight. Under extreme pressure, not only did he put aside the natural reaction of fear, and how many of us know when and where we can do that? Something that can paralyze a person. But he embarked on a journey so massive, so life-changing, that it has expanded and changed the lives of people across the globe. Make no mistake, folks, this is a dangerous man to the Bush administration. His testimony, which was omitted from the 9/11 Commission, destroys the government's official story. And they know it. The corporate media also knows it. And fine organizations like C-SPAN were willing to let his voice be heard. When the simple act of telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act, then we are all in for a bumpy ride. And we should all be there to cushion that bumpy ride for the person who helped show us the route. But if we could strive to be half as brave, half as determined as tonight's speaker, and perhaps we could change the course of history the way he did on September 11th. A man of strength, man of hope, and the last man out of the World Trade Center. Please give a warm welcome to someone who exemplifies the word hero, Mr. William Rodriguez. Kick ass.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow. I feel like a coffee cake when they put the syrup on top. My goodness. I'm so glad, I'm so honored to be here. I'm so honored to be introduced by one of my heroes. It doesn't happen every day, really. And I grew up watching you. You're not that old. You're not that old.
You played Rossi, right?
No, actually, I play Ricky Ricardo.